What's going on, guys? This is week 2 of the 6-week video reintroduction series. That's so hard for me to say every week that I'm doing. So in case you missed week 1, let me just walk through a couple basics. Why am I doing this? I am kind of astonished by how many people have followed my page for 2 years, 3 years, and have no idea that I have 2 books out, or have no idea that I offer one-on-one coaching and they could become a client, or have no idea that I'm a speaker and maybe I'm speaking somewhere near them soon. So I wanted to do this to kind of just let people know that. And then every week for 6 weeks, I picked a topic that I work with clients on, and I'm just going to talk about it for 10, 15 minutes, however long I ramble on for. Okay. So week 1 was grief and healing. Next week is going to be dating. This week is self-esteem and self-worth. And the reason I'm smiling is because I actually just did this. I just filmed a 20-minute video about this, and I wasn't happy with it. So I'm doing it again. To me, there is very little in life more important than self-esteem and self-worth. So I want to try to do it a little better for you guys, which is why I'm refilming this. I'm not going to refilm it again. So whatever you get here, you get here. Okay? A couple things before I start. First of all, there's going to be a couple words in here I use that are going to seem harsh. Not swear words. I'm going to try to keep it clean. There's going to be a couple words in here I use that are going to seem harsh. The reason I've decided to use them, because I went through it in my head to see if I should, is because that's how so many people talk to themselves every day. We have such an ugly inner dialogue, some of us. The way we speak to ourselves and about ourselves is horrible. So I'm going to use real words with you here. The other thing I wanted to say before I kind of start is, well, there might be a couple more things. I hosted a workshop on this a couple months ago, self-esteem and self-worth. And before I started the workshop, I told the people in attendance, I said, this is going to be a hard workshop for some of y'all to hear. If you're 24, 44, 64 years old, whatever age you are, if I say something to you today and it resonates and you go, oh my God, like, I kind of knew what self-esteem and self-worth were, but maybe I didn't fully realize that I suffer in that way and how it's impacted my life, that can be a little jarring, okay? Stay with me if that happens, because I don't care how bad yourself and your self-esteem and self-worth are, improvements can be made. And if you make them, you will see your life improve, okay? Last thought. There are specific reasons why a widowed person's self-esteem and self-worth tend to plummet. Very specific reasons. I'm not going to get into those today, okay? Some of y'all are like, well, why am I watching this video? Just watch the video. If you're a widowed person and your self-esteem and your self-worth have plummeted, or if something resonates with you on this video, consider going to my website and looking at the coaching, okay? I work with clients on this every single day. Let me tell you how I define the two to start the video. So nothing I coach or teach goes by the book, okay? So these are my definitions of self-esteem and self-worth. So self-esteem to me is, you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you think you're a cute, attractive person? Or are you telling yourself that you're a hideous monster, right? Self-esteem to me is, do you think you're funny and smart? Or are you telling yourself that you're not funny and you're an idiot? Self-esteem to me is, do you think people want to be around you? That you're likable? Or do you tell yourself that nobody wants to be around you and nobody likes you? Self-esteem to me is vitally important. Self-esteem impacts how we deal with people and how much we deal with people. So as a speaker, let me use this as one of the examples to start, okay? If I go and I'm supposed to speak at a conference, weird throat thing happening there, sorry. And I'm supposed to speak at a conference, right? And I get there Thursday night, and I'm supposed to speak Friday morning. And I get up in the morning, and I'm getting ready, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I hate the way I look, and my inner dialogue is telling me that I'm hideous, blah, blah, blah. And then I go to my presentation, and I look at it, and I say, this sucks. You're gonna bomb. This is horrible. You should have prepared more. No one wants to hear you speak. I'm off to a pretty bad start that morning, right? I'm still gonna go down, but when I go down to that conference I'm supposed to speak at, I'm not gonna be personable. I'm not gonna make eye contact with people. I'm not gonna be funny. I'm not gonna be authentic. I'm not gonna be any of those things, right? Because I feel horrible about myself. Now let's flip it around. Let's say I wake up and I feel good about myself. Feel good about the way I look, feel good about my presentation. I think people generally like me. I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna be personable. I'm gonna make eye contact with people. I'm gonna be funny because I'm hilarious when I'm feeling good about myself. I'm gonna be authentic. I'm gonna be all those things, right? Self-esteem impacts how we deal with people and how much we deal with people. Let's say you're invited to a barbecue this Saturday. You wake up and you're feeling good about yourself in a whole variety of ways. You're likely to go. You're likely to try to talk to people. You're likely to have a good time. Let's say you wake up and you feel horrible about yourself in a whole variety of ways. You're likely not to go. Or if you do go, you're probably gonna not have a good time, right? Now, some of y'all might be watching this and ready to turn it off because I've hit a nerve. Let me say this. I'm 35. I hated myself for the first 32 years of my life. I hated myself. I hated myself. I hated myself. Let me repeat it 3 more times. I hated myself. I hated myself. I hated myself. Keep watching if you can, okay? Because I want to talk to y'all about how we can start to make a little bit of progress here. Let me say a few more things on self-esteem before we transition to self-worth. Let's say you're ready to start dating again, right? And this applies to non-widowed people too. You don't have to be a widowed person to care about self-esteem and self-worth. But let's just say for widowed people, right? You're ready to start dating again. You feel horrible about yourself. Are you likely to pursue the love interest you want to pursue? Probably not. Probably not, right? There's a whole lot of examples I can give with that I give to my clients every day that I work with them to bring that into focus, but I want to try to keep this video short. So let me just say that, right? So one other way self-esteem affects us every day. Let's say you're at your computer at work, email comes through that there is a job opening. There would be an effective promotion at your company. And you've been wanting that for a while, but you have grief brain, right? You have grief brain. You've been telling yourself that you're an idiot now for months. Are you likely to go for that job promotion? Maybe. Chances are you might not, right? Self-esteem is vitally important. And I'm going to say it again. If you're a widowed person watching this, there are specific reasons why our self-esteem tends to plummet, okay? But we're not going to get into that today. Let's transition to self-worth for a second. If self-esteem is vitally important, and it is, self-worth is 500 million times more important. Self-esteem, you can kind of see it in your head, right? How do you talk to yourself? You kind of know if your self-esteem is good or if it's neutral or if it sucks. People don't really even realize that their self-worth sucks. Here is the most elementary example that I can give, And this is the example I give with all of my new clients when we talk about this, because it is the most elementary. I think it makes it the easiest to understand. It's not going to apply to all of you, but I think it, again, makes it easy to understand. Self-worth to me is this, in a nutshell, is the best example I can give. Let's say I have a woman call me and her husband was physically abusive for 10 years or cheated on her for 10 years. And then he passes. And then 6 months, 6 years, whatever the case is, after he passes, she starts dating again. And she stumbles upon some amazing man, right? Who wants to treat her and love her in a way that seems foreign to her. It's not a logical thing. It's a deep down emotional thing that most people cannot put their finger on. She does not feel worthy of that. So she wants to run. So she wants to self-sabotage. And self-sabotage is going to be the topic in week 4. Not only does she want to run, she wants to run Forrest Gump style. A full-on sprint. Because she doesn't feel worthy. Right? She usually doesn't even understand what's happening. She usually has to call me so we can see if that's the issue. Self-worth usually, not all the time, usually stems from how people have treated us in the past. Okay? At some point in one of the future videos or in a separate video, I might give y'all the analogy that I use for that, but I'm not going to do it today because I want to try to keep these videos short. But self-worth usually stems from how people have treated us in the past. One of the other places self-worth can stem from, other than our parents abandoning us or bullies at school or a first love cheating on us or our spouse betraying us, one of the other places that self-worth, a poor self-worth can stem from is guilt. Okay? Guilt over something, over anything, breeds self-hatred, which breeds a low self-worth. Okay? So that self-esteem and self-worth in a nutshell. As I've said 4 times, I'm going to say one more time. If self-esteem is vitally important, and it is, self-worth is 500 million times more important. They both have such an impact on our daily lives, the decisions we make, the people we pursue, yes, romantically, but not romantically too, the friendships we pursue, the promotion we go for or don't go for, the social gathering we decide to be a part of or not, our inner dialogue. How are you talking to yourself every day? What are you telling yourself you have to offer people? What are you telling yourself that you're worthy of? These things are vitally important. Now, there's a whole lot of examples I give to clients, and I'm not going to give them here today. But I want to repeat something I said a few minutes ago. I hated myself my entire life. And now I teach this, right? Not at a school, but with my clients and at workshops. I went from that to teaching it, to coaching it, okay? Some of y'all are watching this, and you're like, can't nobody help me? Can't nobody help me? I've hated myself my entire life, can't nobody help me? Let's use a 1 to 10 scale. 1 being your self-esteem is perfect, right? Or your self-worth is perfect. 10 being your self-esteem or your self-worth are an absolute disaster. I'm not saying the goal should be to get it from 10 to 1. I think I'm the best damn coach with self-esteem and self-worth around. But even I probably can't help you get from 10 to 1. What if take me out of the equation. Let's say you do this yourself, or you use a different coach, okay? Or a therapist, or a social worker, or whoever. What if you can get it from a 10 to an 8.5? What if you can get it from an 8.5 to a 7.5? What if you can get it from a 7.5 to a 6? Would that be progress? Would that be worth the effort? Some of you are like, nope, that's too much effort. That's not too much effort. It would make your life substantially better. Because even if your life didn't change substantially, by making it better, your inner dialogue would change. The way you view yourself would change. What you think you're worthy of in life would change. And I guarantee you, if those things change, in time, your life would change. I don't want to hear, I love y'all, but I already know what comments are going to come. I don't want to hear that you can't get better. I don't want to hear that you can't make some kind of improvement on these things. You can. It's possible. I've seen it with myself. I saw it with my wife. I've seen it with clients. I saw it with friends. I see it every single day. Okay? And I've seen how lives improve based on these improvements. Now, I had something else I wanted to talk about, and I lost it. So let me see if it comes back to me, because I'm not filming this again, and I'm not editing this again. Hold on, guys. Ken, what do I want to talk about? All right, let me do this. Let me give you, this is not what I want to talk about, but let me give you an example of a client's self-esteem, right? And how we started to make some improvements just a little bit. So a client came to me. Her words, not mine. She felt like she was about 100 pounds overweight. She had absolutely no confidence. Her late husband had stepped outside the marriage. Her self-worth was not good because of that, right? So, first 3 sessions we do, we're working through a lot of grief stuff. Eventually, I want to transition to self-esteem and self-worth because I see that she's really struggling there. So here's what I said. I said, is there anything you do that makes you feel better about yourself physically? Now, I want to just stop right here. No, listen to what I'm saying. Self-esteem is multi-layered. I am not just talking about the physical aspect. It is so multi-layered. Do you think you're funny? Do you think you're smart? Do you think people want to be around you? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? But for this purpose, I want to talk about the physical part. So I said, is there anything you do that makes you feel better about yourself? She goes, well, when I do my hair and my makeup, I feel kind of cute. I said, okay. I said, how often do you do your hair and your makeup? No, let me stop. Okay, I'm stopping y'all a lot here. She was about 3 years out of her loss when this conversation happened. I said, how often do you do your hair and your makeup? She said, well, once or twice a month. We were on FaceTime, so I was like, why? Why are you only doing it once or twice a month? I think I just spit, see that? She said, well, I work from home, John. Nobody sees me. I said, okay. I said, so I just want to reiterate, I want to make sure I'm getting this right. I said to her, you're telling me when you do your hair and your makeup, you feel better about yourself, right? She goes, yeah. I go, like, substantially better? She goes, yeah. Okay. I go, I want you to do your hair and your makeup Monday through Friday for a month. So 20 days a month. And again, we're on FaceTime. She looks at me like I'm crazy. She goes, but nobody sees me. I said, but you see yourself. I said, if every time you walk past that mirror, you are cringing, that's not vanity. That is having an impact on your mental, emotional, and yeah, even your spiritual health. I said, just do it. I said, just do it. And we'll talk in a month and we'll see what you think. So we talked a month later, went through some basics. 20 minutes into the class, I said, did you do it? She goes, yeah, I did it. I go, and she goes, I feel pretty good. She goes, I've actually been kind of confident. I go, do you see it starting to change your mood every day? She goes, yeah. She goes, I feel better about myself every day. And that's making me better at everything. Better at my job, better at this, better at that. I said, oh, okay, good. She's went on to lose 100 pounds. She's went on to improve her self-worth, more important than self-esteem, so much so that when she stumbled upon that amazing man, she didn't run. She almost ran. She called me a number of times. And together, we worked through it, right? It all started when she started to change her inner dialogue. When she started to change the way she sees herself, the way she talks to herself about herself. Does that make sense, y'all? All right. That's self-esteem and self-worth in a nutshell. If you need help with them, come to me. I want to help y'all. Like, I really want to help you. Okay? Next week is dating. Even if you don't want to date ever again, watch it. If you're not a widowed person and you think I only talk about widowed dating, I do not. Watch it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.